Good morning to all. Thank you for the invitation. I'll be approaching this issue on a different level. Thank you for the presentation. It made me also think a lot of things before my presentation. I'm coming from the Technical University, Budapest Technical University of Economics, and Economics, and we are the persons, the teachers, the students who are developing this technology. So we are the upfront of this, call it battle or development. So day by day, we always meet the cutting edge technology, and we use it with our students. But we had some other problems. So I will tell you about 8 years, experience of 8 years of our Paripa program, which runs at Budapest University of Technology and Economics. I'm the program director of Paripa, and I'm leading a team of 20-25 people, researchers, developers, who are working on AI technology and other cutting edge technologies. So I don't know how it's in your country, but I'm sure it's very similar. But in Hungary, we have this problem of lack of engineers. So the industry needs more and more, and we could not provide. So a few years ago, one of the association of companies here, of IT companies, announced that they are missing around 30,000 engineers. So there's a strong pressure from the companies on the education government, on the universities to, have more engineers. So what's happening in our university? We had like maybe 200-300 students per year. In computer engineering now we have 500-600, and the numbers are increasing, and they will increase because the pressure is big on us to have more and more people, right? How it works, this semester I teach a cohort of 600-500 students. Just imagine you go to a room and there are 650 students there, and they are checking their phones, they're checking their laptops, and you need to do something, to get their attention, because we are talking about that. It's also not easy on a conference to get, after some time, the attention. But just imagine 650 youngsters who are, maybe not in the morning, not so interested in your presentation. So this is the environment we are working in, and they are. We can call them digital natives. They use technology every day. They code with AI. They write papers with AI. So they use it extensively, maybe more extensively than myself. So we talk with our companies, get some feedback from them, what they see on the market, because the tradition of BME that we work together very closely in the industry. We have a lot of industry-related projects, so we developed everything for the industry. We are not theoretical scientists. We are, it is applied science. So the companies were telling us a lot of things. The first thing, like, okay, these youngsters are very profound in these technologies, but still, they're not profound in the technologies the companies use every day. And the other thing, like, it's very important, it's very difficult for them to find these kind of employees which are appropriate for them. So what were the problems? Soft skills. So maybe, it's a good engineer they hire, but the soft skills are missing. So when I'm talking about soft skills, just imagine, engineers are not the people who will, talk to you and make good presentation. You need to give them those skills. Usually they are having poor communication. They are not used to work in teams, because usually they're working by individuals. So they don't know how to work on an IT or any project in teams. They are lacking management skills. For example, I don't know in your country, but in Hungary, for example, we don't teach management skills for engineers. There are some courses you can take, electives, but it's not obligatory. And they are missing some competencies. So that was the solution, like, okay, we need to do something, because we see that there's a gap. We are training young students, but the companies need something different. The real life needs something different. They tell us that, the basic knowledge and what they know about, technology is fine. But what about the other things I was mentioning? So we started this program to be as close to real life as possible. So we told to the company, okay, tell us, what is the cutting edge research? I will not tell it like a researcher. You tell me what to do with the students. So the companies are defining R&D project the students are working on. However, they're also providing supervisors. And this comes to the essential points you were mentioning, like, okay, we can give them technology, but without supervisors, between if we don't have a human who is helping to use the technology is not so useful anymore. So they have two tutors, two supervisors, one coming from the industry, one coming from the university. So they know, these two persons or three or even four, some students have 4 mentors, tutors. They are following them for 3 semesters. They are working together closely 3 semesters. And then it happens, the students get in touch with the company, with the technology, with the culture they have in the company, and it also has a touch with the university. And also the university meets the company, and the company meets the university. So this is some kind of incubation of these joint projects. What is very important, we started, which is very, I don't know, in your university, your country, how it works, but usually the engineer doesn't get too much, soft skill training at universities. They are very, good in the science part or the technology part, but they're not getting that. So we called it in Hungarian önkép. It's some kind of self-development workshop. And we told them that if you want to get into the project, maybe you're a very smart girl, guy, you are professional in technology, but if you don't enroll to this soft skill workshop, you cannot attend the program. So every 2 weeks they have workshops. They are learning about how to communicate, how to present, how to work in teams, how to use technology in an ethical way, how to use AI in an ethical way. We invite people who are not from our university. So, somebody is telling them how psychology works, how, to respect other people, how to communicate with other people. So it seems like, it's normal. Everybody should know that, of course, but, nobody's teaching them. As you said, the parents are not teaching them. Maybe some of them, yes, but they don't have the time usually, to teach them these kind of skills. In elementary school, high school, they have other issues, they just want to, teach them everything, but not this. So in the beginning it was, some resistance, If engineers, they are a little bit, these strange guys, girls, who are enjoying technology, but not sitting in a room and talking to, I don't know, somebody from the wine industry or the film industry or psychology, because it's something strange for them. Or a lawyer, we invite lawyers to tell them how legal system works. So what was very important, that we wanted to form a community. It's just not the program you enroll, you finish it, and that's all. It's a community. So at the first time we meet, they elect a president and they elect a secretary. And this president leads the team. So they need to cooperate. Every time somebody else writes a report, the other helps them. So this is not a big number of students, but they start to form a community. And that's very important, I think, to not just to know technology and use it, but also to form communities. And we also provide the professional support by honorary mentor to this group, to have a teacher there also. So what we do, every year we make a big open day. It's a technical university, and all the company come there and present their topics. At the beginning, we had few students. Now it's very popular. We get a room full of students. And what is a good point, that the best students are coming to this program. The top 5% of the students. Because the other ones are a little bit frightened. You need to work more, you need to more efforts, and a lot of people get frightened for more efforts. You can get a diploma without less efforts even. So they apply for these R&D topics, and there's a really high, the number of people applying to some of the topics, and then the admission process starts. When we get them, they are working on 3 semesters. We have also professional events, I'm just showing you some, where we have the top leaders, top researchers, top developers from the industry to tell us really what is happening in industry. So not to follow, what's happening in the industry and in the IT, but to know, what will happen in the next 5-10 years. I think this, how can we measure what we are doing is success or is useful for the society or not? I think one of these feedback we get that we really have really good quality students. For example, last year the applicants who get into the program, they get an average GPA of 4.3. In Hungary we are, we're having the grading system from 1 to 5. So at our university, our faculty, for computer engineers are very high, GPA. So all these students have some extra motivation to step in the program. And if you see, we have around 100 students who already completed the program, and they get immediately job offers, which means they can get to the best positions in the companies. And what is interesting that all these students are, now working, developing things, doing research all around Hungary, and not just Hungary. They from Oxford to Germany. They are all of top places, and the community is still there. So they form this community, and after in the alumni, we're also working together and doing some good programs together. Very important is what the companies are telling us, because we can work at university like a closed, we get financed by the state, well, we can do what we want, But no, I think it's very important to get this kind of feedback from the industry. What we are doing, is that useful for the industry? Are the industrial partners satisfied what we are doing? So we have an advisory board, which is also strange in some of the universities in Hungary, that we invite all the representatives of the companies, and they tell us every semester. And it's not just like a meeting, like kind meeting, like hello, how are you? Let's have a coffee. No, they are like we think they can be ruthless. Like, okay, this doesn't work well. These students are so. We always tackle the problems after every semester, and for every semester we make changes to the program. 2 days ago we had this meeting, now we decided to change something in the program. So I think in this age, as you said, things are changing so fast that these kind of programs should react. But not just like I think I'm director of programs, so I invent something new. No, I need to talk with the people, who are working with these students every day. What is very important, that these students have, and like every week we talk to them how they advance. So it's some kind of Aristotle's school, In the time of mass education, where you have 650 students, in one course, we form small groups when the work is more intensive, where we have time, where we ask them. Not just about how you develop the AI chatbot, what they are using, for example, also in education institutions, but I ask them, how is your life doing? Are you happy? How is your boyfriend? What are they doing? Are you traveling somewhere? So I think the human part is very important. We are missing the human part. We are teaching them technology, but what about the human? They are humans. I'm a human, I'm also feeling better if somebody asks me, how are you doing? Or if I have a problem, they have understanding. So I think it's a very important part of the program. You can see some of the partners. There are some global companies, and there are also some local Hungarian companies. We have companies from, 10 employees to 100,000 employees, Small one, big ones. Sometimes it's a challenge, to work with all different type of companies, because they have different culture in their company. What is important? Alumni, in the US, I think the best alumni are in the US. So if you're part of an alumni, it's until the end of your life, and they offer you a lot of services there. If you're alumni of MIT or Stanford, until the end of your life, you get the newsletter, you get invited to big festivals. They always keep together. We don't have this tradition in East Europe. And we're starting to form this kind of, every university has some kind of alumni, but is it working really well? We should ask that. In this program, we formed an alumni, which is, I think, working pretty well. I just it is in Hungarian, but you can see what is their program. Every month, they have something. They go skating, they go to wine tasting, they go to, they are meeting the CEOs, they having a debate, when they have doing hikes, board game nights, CEO events. So it's really a living community, and not just because they are in university, they want the good marks, the credits, and they also get a scholarship for this, So, but when it's ending, it's also lasting, and that's very important. So, what is also important, one of the founders, Professor Prony, who was my mentor also, I learned a lot from him. He passed, unfortunately, and we decided to make an Excellence Award. So every year the best students get the Excellence Award. And what is strange, I think in university, you can see on the left side, we have this kind of department wall of fame. And when I asked my head of department, who is now the dean, okay, it's not strange to put the name of the students on our wall, usually big professors, big names are on the walls. What we'll say are big professors. We are putting a bachelor students on the wall. And just my professor said, if a professor has a problem that we are putting the best students on the wall and he's not the wall, then the problem is with the professor, not the student. So this, for example, also big motivation for them to work hard, to invest energy, time into this program. And now they're already asking me, what is this prize? How to get this prize? So the 3 semesters, they are not just motivated by the prize, they're motivated by this good community. So I think this is a way we found in time of mass education, of using a lot of technology. As I'm telling you, we are the guys who are developing this technology. If we use it extensively, I think it's very important also to find this human factor, because this human factor can give or take a lot if it's not there.
There is a question arriving, and by the way, I would like to remind you all that there is possibility to ask from the speakers. It's on slido.com, and the code is, I will repeat it again, but it's also written on the walls. It's 112-8239. So if you want to ask, you can do it while I'm asking this question. The question that arrived is that, do you have also famous alumni, or who are you proud of, and are they becoming a mentor?
Yes, it's a very good question. We have already. I'm not sure if they are famous, because it started 8 years ago. But as you can see in some of the big companies, some of the very important persons who are leading already teams, they are coming from Paripa. So if I go to a company, I usually, in some of the companies, meet a lot of, my former students. What we can see, they are always taking some kind of leadership in the company. It doesn't mean, they just want to be leaders. No, but somehow they are more proactive. They learn the way how to form communities, how to lead communities, how to lead projects. So the company realizes that they are the persons who should be, this kind of taking this leadership. So anywhere I go, it's a good feeling for me that I meet my former students. Some of them get really big success. Some of them get to Oxford, some very high positions or all around the globe. So I think it's a success, but I think we will measure it after maybe 50 years. Hopefully this program will last for 200-300 years. In Hungary, we always plan short, because history is changing fast here. But we want to plan. I always telling in the next 100 years. So I know who will be, my successor and the successor of that one. I need to train who will after be the director, because I think sometime I will need to step down and give it the position to younger and more.
However, I think that having such a strong alumni community is already a success, that whenever you enter the room of someone who was your ex-student, you can recognize, you can talk to, and I think that bonding is already something that they gained from this program. Thank you very much.
Thank you very much.
Oh, there is wait. Sorry, there is another question just applied. Gyere még vissza egy pillanatra. There is another question. Is it possible to apply as international PhD student to this program? Do you accept also international applications?
It's a bachelor and a master students program, so usually don't have PhD students, but some of the students who finished our program, they went to PhD programs. So, for example, one of my PhD students is coming from the Paripa. But these topics are more for bachelor and master students than for PhD.
And for international students, for masters, or is it in English or is it in Hungarian?
It's in Hungarian, so usually the Hungarian students. We have a lot of international students, but it's still not open for Paripa for them, but hopefully, yeah. It's a good,
I think you can find some part of the audience for that. Okay. Thank you. No more questions for the moment.
Thank you. I come back.